Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. Let's go ahead and get this power practice started in child's pose. Make your way onto your mat. Allow the knees to open up as wide as feels right. Let the feet come to touch behind you, and then once you're ready, just start to melt the forehead down onto the mat. You can reach the arms forward if that's okay for the shoulders. If you want a little less for the shoulders, you can reach the arms down the side body here. Otherwise, we'll just take a few moments, a few breaths to just settle in, to breathe. Maybe even just to chime in to that Ujjayi pranayama, that deep nostril breathing, where you just fill up the lungs in through the nose. And when you exhale, you just breathe back out through the nose. Maybe creating that sense of ha sound. For your Ujjayi pranayama, just breathe that deep, deep breath. Allowing the body, the mind to just settle in here. Finding that fluid breath. Again, feeling the lungs, the ribs even expand as you breathe in. The belly just deflates as you breathe out. And finding this rhythm, this fluidity of breath to take throughout your practice. See if you can just hone into that today. Let's take 5 more deep inhales. And bottom belly exhales. If you were reaching the arms down the side body, go ahead and reach them forward if not already. Take a huge last breath in. Stay there as you breathe out. With the arms reaching forward, we're going to go ahead and transition our way to tabletop position. So just sliding your way into that first tabletop. And we're going to start off with a couple scapular shoulder rolls, or scapular push-ups, I'd like to call them. So if you just listen with me for the first round, we'll take it slow. So from here, the fingertips spreading wide, the palms really pressing into your mat. Start to press the floor away. So feel a little rounding through the scapula, through the back body. Almost kind of feels like a miniature version of a cat pose, although we're not really dropping the tailbone as much. So really feel the scapula spread apart from the spine. So feel that in the upper back. Press the floor away. And then we're going to go ahead and start to depress and start to come down. There might be a micro bend in the elbows so that the scapula really squeeze towards each other. And this is going to feel a lot more rigid when we're doing it slow. Press the floor away, scapula apart. Slowly press the scapula together. So we're just going to create circles. So find a circular motion. Really kind of up and down, squeezing the scapula together and then pressing them away. So scapular push-up is what we're going to call it. Finding your rhythm, your breath. For a few rounds here, we're just waking up that shoulder muscle, that shoulder joint really, to find some mobility. as we start to begin our practice and move our bodies, finding your circles. If you did, I'm going forward, at least that's what I'm going to call forward. I'm going to go ahead and switch the direction. So press the floor away, spread them apart, and then drop the scapula together and then find that circular scapular push up in the opposite direction. So it should have felt like you were going, maybe forward if you were going that direction first. And now you're kind of going and rolling the shoulders down and back. Just find yours. Again, doesn't have to look like mine. Really just start to feel this in that back part of the shoulder. That scapular bone, scapular muscle, or the muscles that attach to the scapula there. This really is part of our mobility, our range of motion in the shoulders. So it's nice to just kind of work into that. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Come back to a long neutral spine, fingers still spreading wide. We're going to go ahead and take that right leg, extend it long behind you, and then place a bend through the right knee. We're going to flex through the right toes as if you're planting or stamping that right foot onto the ceiling. So on an inhale, press that foot up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round through the back. Inhale to press the foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Let's find a flow. Inhale, press the foot up. Knee to nose. Exhale. Inhale. Bring it back in. Contract. 2 more. Inhale, press the foot. Exhale, round. Press the foot up. Last one. Knee to nose. Inhale, press the foot back up, extend the right leg back long, and then just go ahead and set that right knee down. You could shift back to the shins, maybe shake the arms out a little bit, especially after those scapular push-ups there. You just give yourself a little wiggle. And then we're going to make our way to the opposite side. So find your way back to tabletop when you're ready. Keeping the right knee glued, keeping the fingers glued. Extend that left leg long first. Then we'll place a bend through the knee, flex through the left toes. And then once you're ready, press that foot up. Knee to nose, round through the back. Inhale to press the foot, stamp the ceiling. Knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, round. Stamp the ceiling, flex the foot, knee to nose, stamp the ceiling. Set it down, tabletop, wiggle those hips side to side. And once you're ready, just step back to upper push-up position. You could keep the knees dropped down if you ever needed to. Otherwise, the knees lifted up, hands pressing into the mat, shoulders stacked right over the wrist, feet drawing back, belly engaged, spine long, so gaze forward. Take a couple moments, take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, shift forward to your tippy toes and lower all the way down to the belly. Unravel the toes. Hands are going to stay where they are, so right underneath the shoulders. If you're with me, we're going to just press up into our first cobra pose. So find your cobra on the inhale. It doesn't have to be your deepest cobra you've ever been to. Elbows squeeze and draw in. Breathe here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower forehead down to the mat. So we're going to get a couple more like that. Say 4 more just like that. On your next breath in, let's inhale for cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. 2 more like that. Inhale, find your cobra pose. Exhale down. Last one, inhale for cobra, hold it here, elbows draw in, collarbone spread, chest lifted. Again, doesn't have to be your super highest height. Take an inhale, lower all the way back down. And once you're ready, we're going to make our way to downward facing dog, however that might mean for you. You could press up to plank, you could press through table. Either way, we just meet in downward facing dog. Checking in, breathing here, just breathing in and out of that nose. So let the head just hang super heavy. Find, maybe a little movement, your first one. Shake the head, yes. Shake it, no. Breathe steady. Let's just go ahead and get in some warm-up A, some traditional warm-up A here, Surya Namaskar A. So if you're with me, go ahead and press the chest back. First one slow. Start to step or hop top of the mat. Find yourself in a standing forward bend, maybe bent knees. When you're ready, hands come to the shins. Find your first half flat back. Inhale, lots of length. Exhale, dive it back in. Inhale, let's stand up. Use your core to lift up tall, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. First one. Settle in. Take a couple moments just to check in. Beautiful. If you're with me, drop the hands by your side body. Let's just keep it moving. Inhale, reach it up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Dive into those legs. Find your half flat back. Inhale. On the exhale, plant the hands. Step back to that upper push up and right away, lower down slow. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, we make our way back to downward facing dog. Come back in. 3 breaths. Checking in each time. Settling in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Warm up A. Let's just get a few rounds like that. 1 breath, 1 movement. We'll take out the prayer at the top. If you're with me, draw the chest back. Slowly step top of the mat. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, bow that in. Reach up tall, grow it up. Forward fold, just dive it back into those legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, hop, or float it as you lower through vinyasa. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Getting that body a little warmer. 1 breath at a time. We check in each time we get to downward facing dog. Breathe it steady. Couple more rounds. Press the heart back. Step or hop it top of the mat. Inhale, find that lift. Exhale, bow it in. Inhale, upward salute. We reach up. Exhale, forward fold. We dive it back in. Half lift. Hands to your mat. Step, hop, or jump it. Find your vinyasa. You could come to up dog if that was calling your name. Back to downward facing dog. We breathe out. Let's get 2 more rounds just like that. 1 breath, 1 movement. Drawing that chest back. Step, hop, or float it. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, bow it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Halfway lift. Hands to your mat. Step or hop it. Lower slow. Inhale for that cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Yes. Breathe it steady. Let's just get 1 last one. Press that heart back to the top of your mat as you breathe out. Inhale, length. Exhale, dive. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Hands to your mat. Vinyasa as you lower. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Strong and steady as you lift those hips up. You stay here. Breathe. Check into your body. A little heat created from those warm-up A's. Warm-up B is really going to be our main series, our main flow. We're just going to build onto it. So let's just dive right in. We'll take the first round a little slow, just like usual. If you're with me, press it back. Step or hop top of the mat. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees to 90. Weight's going to come into the heels as the arms float up into our first chair pose of this class. Stay here, Utkatasana. I settle in. I activate through the legs, through the quadriceps, through the belly, slight tuck of the tailbone. And then I just sit into my chair. I breathe here as the arms stay reaching, shoulders down and away from the ears. Check in. Breath steady. Although breath probably getting a little bit faster as we move a little bit quicker. That's okay. We're just adding to the heat element here in this chair pose. Let's add a little bit more. So from your chair pose, stay in chair, maybe sink into it. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Find that tippy toe chair. Whew. A little activation, a little more depth, a little more breath. Keep it fluid. 3. Yes, for 2. Listen up. Last one, stand up, heels down, reach up. The right hand's going to drop and you're going to lean over towards the right side of your space. Breathe here as that left arm reaches. First one again, take it a little steady, a little slow. Last couple, reaching over towards the right. Inhale, reach it back up to center. Left hand drops. We lean over towards that left side. Right arm up and overhead. Should feel nice through that right side ribs. Breathe it steady. Breathe it fluid, still rooting down through the feet. Finding that nice sweet stretch. On the inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive into those legs. Half lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step, hopper, float it. Find a vinyasa. Inhale. Downward facing dog, come back in. Right away, we're going to step the right foot forward. So no lift of the leg. We're just going to come into crescent lunge. Root to rise. So back leg is lifted. You're on the ball of the back toes. And notice that, again, we did not lift the right leg to the 3-leg dog like we might be used to. It's going to be fairly quick when we flow through it. It'll be on that same exhale as you get to downward facing dog. So we'll be quick. We'll flow through it a couple times. Settle into this crescent lunge. Breathe it here. Beautiful. If you're with me, reach up tall, inhale. Hands to your mat. Step back and lower through your vinyasa. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, it's quick. Just step the left foot through, ball of the back toes. Inhale for crescent as I rise on the opposite side. Back foot is really working. It's lifted. You're on the ball of the back toes. Back leg super active. Belly engages here. Nice bend through that front knee. Stay steady. Stay here. So this is our warm-up A. Fairly traditional for this first round. We're going to keep adding each round. Breathe it here. We're going to pick up the pace for the first part of it, but we're going to add and hold each round about 3 breaths. Inhale. Sink into that left leg a little deeper. Reach it up. Last breath. Hands to your mat. Vinyasa as you lower slow. Cobras on the inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Yes. Take a couple moments, a couple breaths. Let that settle into the body. Let that settle into the mind. That's going to be really our base for our flow. Again, we're going to add on each round. Picking up the pace just slightly. Press the heart back. Step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose on the breath in. Tippy toes on the breath out. On the inhale, stand up, reach up. On the exhale, right hand drops, lean over towards the right. Inhale, both arms reach. Left hand drops, lean to the left. Reach back up to center. Forward fold, dive that out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you decide your vinyasa either through that chaturanga Or not. You could also come to up dog or cobra. You decide. Right away, step the right foot forward. Inhale for crescent. This is where we're going to add on. Stay with the legs. Left arm's going to come forward. Right arm's going to come back, finding an upper body twist. Sink into that right leg a little deeper. Breathe. Last couple moments. Last couple breaths. If you're with me, reach the arms up towards center, crescent, hands to your mat, make your way through your vinyasa. Inhale, downward facing dog, right away, step the left foot forward. Inhale for crescent. Here's where we add on, right arm forward, left arm back, sink into the legs, open arm twist. This should feel good for the spine. Breathe, breathe, breathe for 3. Yes, for 2. Last one, find that twist. Inhale for crescent. Hands to your mat, find your vinyasa. Cobras up dogs. Downward facing dog, breathe it out. Take a couple breaths. In and out of that nose. Check in. Just building that heat, building on each time. Press the heart back. Step, hopper, float it, top of the mat. Inhale, find that lift. Exhale, bow it in. Squat low, chair on the inhale. Tippy toes as you exhale. Stand up, heels down, reach it. Right arm low to the right side, lean it. Inhale to center. Left hand drops, lean to the left. Reach it back up. Forward bow, dive in. Half lift. Hands to your mat. Step, hopper, float it lower. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Right away, step it forward. Right foot. Inhale for crescent rise. Exhale for open arm twist. Stay here. We're going to add on again. Reach back up to crescent lunge. And then bend at the elbows. Open the chest. Open the heart. Stay here for 3. Sink into that bottom leg for 2. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Hands to your mat. Find your vinyasa flow. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Step the left foot through. Inhale, I rise. Open arm twist to the left. Yes, stay. We're going to add on. Remember, inhale for crescent. Bend at the elbows. Open the chest. Open the heart. Breathe here for 3. Legs strong. For 2. Upper body light. Reach back up. Inhale. Hands to your mat. Find your vinyasa. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Breathe steady. Yes. Just a couple more rounds. And really, again, this is our significant piece of the class. So if you're with me, let's just keep it moving. Again, adding on each time. Press the heart back. Step, hopper, float it, top of the mat. Halfway up, inhale. Bow in. Chair pose, squat low. Tippy toes, breathe out. Stand up, reach up. Right arm drops, lean to the right. Inhale to center. Left arm drops, lean left. Inhale it up. Forward fold, dive out. Half lift. Hands to your mat. Step, hop, float it, maybe skip it. You decide. Down dog, right away, step the right foot. Inhale, I rise. Exhale, open arm twist, left arm forward. Inhale, back to crescent. Bend at the elbows, open the chest. Here's where we're going to add on. Come back up to crescent lunge and listen up. We're going to come all the way down to a lizard pose. If you're like, what's that? We're bringing our hands down to the inside edge of that right foot. This could be it. Maybe you come down to the forearm. Stay here. We're going to stay here for 5. A little bit longer for 4. Last 3. Beautiful. Last 2. The transition's going to be big. Press through the feet, inner thighs squeeze, lift back up, crescent lunge. Whoo! Hands to your mat. Vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog, same side, left leg steps through. Inhale, rise. Open arm twist to the left. Reach back up, crescent. Bend the elbows, open the chest. The heart, here's the add-on. Come back to crescent lunge. We're coming to that lizard pose. So when you're ready, bring the hands to the inside edge of that left foot. If you need to make any adjustments, you can, but we are going back to crescent lunge, so note that. For 5. Breathe it steady. If you're not on your forearms, that's absolutely okay. We're just finding this stretch in the back of that right leg. Really in the front of the right leg, but in the back leg. Breathe it here. When you're ready, if you're on your forearms, again, big transition, use your core, legs squeeze strong, reach back up, crescent lunge, hands to your mat, lower it slow. Inhale, down dog, come back and stay here a couple breaths. Check in. We're going to get one more flow. We're going to move it 1 breath, 1 movement, maybe 2. Just for good measure. It really is the majority of our class today. Just breathe here. Checking in, downward facing dog. 1, maybe 2 rounds. We'll see how it feels. Press the chest back. Step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, squat low. Tippy toes, lift it up. Stand up, reach it. Right arm drops, lean it. Inhale to center. Left arm drops, lean left. Inhale, back up. Forward dive, back in. Inhale, half lift. Hands to your mat, vinyasa or not. Inhale. Down dog, right leg, step it. Inhale, I rise. I know it's quick. Open arm twist. Reach up, inhale. Bend the elbows, open the chest. Reach back up, breathe in. Hands to lizard pose on the inside of that right foot. Just a touch. Come back up, crescent. Yes, I can. Vinyasa, lower slow. Inhale. Down dog, step the left foot. Inhale, I rise it. Open arm twist. Reach back up. Bend the elbows, open it out. Inhale, crescent. Hands low to lizard pose. Again, just tap down. Reach it back up, crescent, breath in. Hands to your mat. Lower as you breathe out. Inhale. Downward facing dog. All right. We'll just get that 1. And we'll take a little detour before our last little series, our last bit of standing. Right leg's going to lift up on the inhale. That should feel nice. 3-leg dog. Step the right foot through. Drop the back knee. If you want to unravel the toes, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. Breathe steady. You could bring the hands to that right knee. You could reach the arms up towards the sky. Breathe where you went. Should feel nice for that left hip flexor here. Stay in that. Breathe into that. Just peeling it back just a little. Heart rate definitely up. Body definitely warmer than when you started. Settle into that. Check into that. Breathe into that. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. Low lunge. If not already, let's go ahead and sweep the arms up towards the sky on a big breath in. The left hand's going to come down to the mat. Right arm's going to stay reaching. Find a nice twist here, a dragon twist. Back knees drop down. If not already, start to tuck the back left toes. We are going to zip that back left knee up. So once you're ready, find that active variation of this dragonfly twist. Keeping that right arm reaching, keeping that breath steady. If you wanted to drop the knee down, you absolutely could. You could keep it down as we transition to our next pose, which is going to be a side plank. So if you're coming to the full version, come to the knife edge of that left foot, scoot the right foot to either the center of your mat or all the way to meet the left as you come into that Vashisthasana side plank, hips lifted. Again, if you drop that left knee, you could come into the modified version of a side plank. Breathe in this arm balance here. Last 3. Last 2. One more inhale. Right hand down. Vinyasa, lower slow. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back in. Yes. Let's just switch that out. Left side lifts up. 3-leg dog. First time today. Step that foot through. Drop the back knee. Find your variation, your depth in this low lunge. Maybe climbing up the knee. Maybe reaching the arms up. Breathe it here. Stay with it. Again, this should feel like a nice little detour from that flow, that heat that we were building in our flow, which really was just a long warm-up B. We just added to it each round. Feel this stretch in that right hip flexor. Breathe deep. Last couple moments. Finding your depth. If not already, we're going to go ahead and sweep the arms up towards the sky. Massive inhale. Right hand's going to come to the mat. Left arm's going to twist and reach up towards the sky. Again, right now the right knee's dropped down. If you want to keep it down, you absolutely could. It's up to you. It's your practice here. If you want to add a little bit more, tuck the back right toes, zip the back knee up so we find those active legs, the inner thighs, the adductors squeeze together. Breathe, breathe, breathe. They squeeze towards that midline. And then again, if you're in that modified version with the knee drop down, you could come to modified side plank. But if you want the full version, lift the knee up, slide onto the knife edge of that right foot this time, scooting the left foot out. It could just come to that middle of your mat, and that could be it. Or you slide that left foot to meet the right, press into that right hand. Vashisthasana, breathe here. Press that floor away. Active through the core. Active through that bottom arm. Last 2. One more inhale. Left hand down. Vinyasa. You wash it out. Inhale. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Come back in. Whew. Breathe in through the nose. Out the mouth. Nice, sweet one today. We have one last thing for standing, one last series. And again, we're just going to build on what we already know. So if you're with me, step the right foot forward. Inhale, come to that crescent lunge. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Inhale, reach back up. Bend at the elbows, open the chest. Reach up, inhale. Come back to that lizard pose, hands or forearms down to the inside of that right foot. On your inhale, come back to crescent lunge. Stay here, breathe. Yes, we're going to add on reach up. Warrior 2, back foot dials flat. Finally, the hips open towards the side of your space, right? We've had the hips neutral for really the majority of our class. This should feel good. Breathe into it. Sink into that right knee. Settle in. We're going to add a couple more shapes, a little bit of balance too. Flip that right palm, reverse your warrior. Find that side body stretch through the right side ribs. Breathe it here. We're going to turn this into a balancing shape called half moon pose. So once you're ready, give one more reach. Lean the upper body forward, shift into that right foot. Take flight into what we call half moon pose. You could have a block underneath the right hand. That back left leg is super active, so flex through the left toes. Left arm maybe up towards the sky or towards the left hip. You decide. You're just going to get it once today, so stay here for 3. Last 2. Beautiful for 1. From here, a little bend through the bottom knee. We're going to come to a reverse triangle. So straighten the front leg once you land that left foot down. Right arm up and overhead. Reverse triangle. Stay here. Breathe. Whew, this should feel nice. Just like that beginning of that warm-up B where we got those side stretches. Just adding to that. Inhale, reach up a little taller. Come back to open arms. So we're going to come to a Trikonasana. As you send that left hip back, you reach. Left hand down to a block or your shin or your ankle. As the left hand comes up towards the sky, breathe. Stay here, steady, strong. We're just going to add a little stretch to the opposite side. So we got the right side with that reverse triangle. Now we're going to come into an extended triangle pose. So inhale, maybe open that left arm. Exhale, send that left arm all the way up and overhead towards the front of your mat. Breathe into that side body here. Transverse abdominis, yes. The obliques. Find it, breathe it. Last 3. Last 2. Take one more full reach. A little bend through that front right knee. We're going to reverse our warrior up and back just to wash it out. Cartwheel the hands down. Step back and find a vinyasa. Inhale. Down dog. Breath out. Stay here. Woo. Yes, just like that. Right side is done. We got one last side, and that will be the last of our standing here. Let's get to it. Step the left foot forward. Come into that crescent lunge. Open arm twist to the left. Inhale back to crescent. Bend the elbows. Open the chest, the heart. Inhale, reach it back. Hands to lizard pose. Remember this. Forearms touch. Come back up. Crescent lunge. Stay here. Breathe. Reach it. Warrior 2 as you open the hips now towards the opposite side of your space. So that right side now. Strong and steady. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Strong through that lower body. Light and lifted through the upper body. Sink into that front left knee. Stay strong and steady. You're almost there. Yes. Flip that left palm. Reverse that warrior. Find a nice sweet side body stretch. Again, notice right now we're on the left side body. And we're going to turn this into a little balance. So last couple breaths in this reverse warrior. You know where we're going. We're going to that half moon. So reach up and overhead. When you're ready, start to slowly lean into that left foot. Take flight. Either let that left arm hover or bring it to a block or a water bottle. You decide. Find the activation. Ha, 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 yes. Flex through the right toes. Breathe it here. Yes, both legs strong, belly active. Last 3. Last 2. Yes, I can. 1. Bend through the bottom knee as you land back down. Straighten the left leg. Reverse your triangle. Again, back to that left side body. Couple breaths. Stay with it. Again, you're almost there. You have about 2, maybe 3 more shapes left in this flow. 1 more full reach. Come back to arms wide. Lean, 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 lean forward. Left arm reaches. Left hand down to a shin or your block or your ankle as the right arm comes up towards the sky. Find the stability in the legs. Find the nice side body stretch all the way from that right hip. If you want a little bit more, right arm opens. Top arm, right arm reaches forward. Extended Trikonasana. Breathe. This should feel nice. Right side body. Last couple moments. Stay in it. Breathe in it. Whew. If you're with me, go ahead and bend that front left knee. Reverse that warrior inhale. Last time today, vinyasa, as you lower down slow. Inhale to lift your heart, shine it through. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Lift those hips up, press the chest back. Last one today. Let's just end with a nice hip stretch, hip opener. If you're with me, right leg lifts up. Step that knee, that foot, that shin through as we come to pigeon pose. Sending that left leg back. I want you to not melt in right away though. We're going to hold this first part of this pose a little active through the upper body. Sometimes we'd kind of just melt and fold right into it. I'm going to see if you can stay a little active. So zip up the inner thighs. So notice I was dropping my hips down. I'm zipping up now and they kind of lift up. Really press into that front right shin. Really press into that right back leg. Press into the hands, crown of the head reaches. Just a little active variation of a pigeon just for a couple breaths. Stay. Check in. Notice the activation in this shape here. Take one more inhale, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, slowly start to let that become a little more passive, Maybe the right hip drops down. Maybe one hand comes down. Maybe one forearm. Come into your passive pigeon, melt in. You might notice that this pose feels a little deeper maybe after that active variation. Stay with me. Breathe here. Just settle in. Pigeon pose. Last 3 breaths, last 3 rounds, settling into this shape, finding your last bit of depth. Once you're ready, one last full inhale. Exhale it out. Slowly climb the upper body up. We're going to make our way back to downward facing dog. So tuck the back left toes. Just step back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. We'll switch sides. Left leg lifts up long. Inhale. Bring that knee, that shin through. Again, we're going to stay active, so send that right leg back. You can unravel the toes or you can keep them tucked under for this active variation. But I want you to zip up through the inner groin area, inner thighs. Stay active through the upper body. Press the floor, press the hands into the floor. And just breathe. I know we want to kind of melt in right away, but see if you can just stay active through the legs, really pressing in to that front shin, that back right thigh. Almost as if you're trying to press your way up and out of this, right? Zip and activate through those legs. Last few breaths in the active pose. Beautiful. If you're with me, you're going to take one more big inhale, lengthen through the crown. Slow, slow, slow. Just start to melt that left hip down. Start to melt the hands, the forearms down, and make your way to your pigeon passive variation. Breathe. And just come right in. Allowing your body to cool down while we get a nice deep stretch. See how soft you can get. Last few moments. Massive inhale. Bottom belly exhale. When you're ready, gently press your way up onto your hands. Tuck the back right toes. Just step back to downward facing dog just for transition. Pedal the feet out. Shake the head out. Press the chest back one last time. Set the knees down. Scoot the legs off to the side and make your way onto your back. Coming on to our backs as we slowly transition our way out. We got a couple last shapes. If you have a block and you'd like to use it today, you can. We're going to come to a bridge pose. I don't have one, so we're going to come into the active variation. Palms are going to come down onto the mat, fingers spreading. Feet are about hips width, knees bent up towards the sky. Take a huge breath in. Big breath out. Let it go. Once you're ready, just press into the feet. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Maybe roll the shoulders underneath and find your way to bridge pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. It's a nice pose to cool ourselves down, to release any additional heat that we might not need. Not here super long, just for 3, for 2. Lift the hips up a little higher. Inhale. Slowly lower back down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Our last pose will be a nice spinal twist. So keep a hold of the right leg, right knee. Extend the left leg long. Right arm out towards the right side of your space. And then when you're ready, only when you're ready, bring that knee up and over towards the left. Find your supine twist and breathe here. Whew. Last few moments. Find that last bit of twist. Once you're ready, coming back through center, hug both knees back in. We'll keep a hold of the left one this time. Right leg extends long. Left arm out towards the side of your space. And only when you're ready, bring that knee up and over towards the right. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Finding your depth in your spinal twist. Last couple moments. Find that last twist. When you're ready, coming back through that midline, hugging the knees into the chest. Let's hug into a little ball. Give ourselves a nice big squeeze on an inhale. Exhale, release the legs, release the arms. Find your way to Shavasana. Total rest. Taking up as much space as you need. And then just dropping in. Final resting pose. Corpse. As always, if you'd like to stay in this Shavasana, please do. I encourage you to stay 5, maybe even 10 minutes if you have it. Otherwise, we will say that is the official end. And I'd just like to thank you for showing up and sharing your energy with me. Namaste.